Welcome to Alice Just Alice 55. You're listening to an AI-narrated audiobook version of my original story, The Unclaimed Werewolf, an Unbound Wolves novel, written by Alice N. Smith. Chapter 4, Where the Days Take Shape. A year changed many things. The den was larger now, not by design, but by use. Walls worn smooth by repeated contact, the ceiling reinforced where she'd noticed sagging, the entrance widened just enough that she no longer scraped shoulders passing through. The roof still leaked in heavy rain, but only in one place, and she'd learned where to sleep to avoid it. The forest had changed too. So had the dog. Morcel was no longer small. He wasn't large either, not compared to her. But he had filled out into himself. His legs were sturdy now, his chest broader, his movements confident. When she moved in her wolf form, he barely reached a third of her height. But he carried himself like something much bigger. He knew the forest. He knew her. They moved together easily, a practiced rhythm shaped by hundreds of days. She set the pace. He ranged ahead and back, scouting with more enthusiasm than skill. Where she was silent, he was alert. Where she was focused inward, he watched outward. He still made mistakes. Today's mistake involved a porcupine. "No," she said sharply. Morsel froze mid-step, one paw lifted, nose twitching. The porcupine rustled again, quills shifting with a dry whisper. She stared at him. "That is not food," she said. "That is regret." Morcel wagged his tail once, hopeful. She shifted smoothly into her wolf form and stepped between him and the bushes, body blocking his view entirely. When Morcel leaned sideways to look around her, she lowered her head and showed him just enough teeth to make the choice clear. He sat. She watched him for a long moment, waiting until his attention stayed on her instead of the rustling quills, then snorted and turned away. He followed immediately, tail swaying, crisis forgotten. They hunted later, as the sun dipped and the shadows stretched long. She took down a deer cleanly, efficient, and practiced. Morsel waited until she was finished before approaching, ears flicking at every sound. She tore off a section and tossed it to him. "Don't choke," she said. "You're not worth the effort." He wagged his tail and ate anyway. They rested after, sprawled in a patch of sunlight filtered through leaves. Morcel lay on his side, belly up, legs twitching as he dreamed. She leaned back against a tree, human again, eyes half-lidded. Without opening them, she reached down and rested a hand against his ribs. He sighed and pressed closer. She left her hand there. The days were like this now, full, predictable, unremarkable in the best way. They patrolled together, slept together, fought over space, and shared warmth. When she shifted, he barely startled anymore. When she disappeared briefly to hunt alone, he waited. Sometimes she spoke aloud, mostly insults. "You're still scrawny," she told him as he splashed through the creek, sending water everywhere but where he intended. "If I ever decided to eat you, I'd be annoyed the whole time." He barked at a frog and slipped on a rock. She kept walking. If this was happiness, it didn't feel fragile. It felt ordinary. It was on the return patrol that evening that something felt wrong. She slowed. Morcel sensed it instantly and stopped too, ears lifting, tail lowering just a fraction. The air carried a scent that did not belong. It wasn't prey. It wasn't human. It wasn't any predator she knew. It was sharp and layered, fur and heat, and something old beneath it. Strong, confident, intrusive. She inhaled again, deeper this time, nostrils flaring. Her lips curled back. Morsel glanced up at her, waiting. She scanned the trees, the undergrowth, the paths she knew as well as her own body. Nothing moved, nothing showed itself, but the scent lingered, fresh. She placed a hand lightly against Morcel's shoulder, not pushing him back, just anchoring him. "Stay close," she said quietly. "This isn't yours." He leaned into her touch without hesitation. She didn't recognize the scent, didn't know what had made it. didn't yet understand that it was like her. The forest was still, holding its breath again, but this time it wasn't hers alone.